Good morning, my students of EDUC 1. This is our lesson 8, and this is about Vygotsky's sociocultural theory. So this is again your teacher in EDUC 1, Dr. Maria Sheila D. Flahimon. So what is sociocultural theory? It is a theory about a person's cognitive development, which is largely influenced by their surrounding culture. So according to psychologist Lev Vygotsky, he believed that parents, caregivers, peers, and the culture at large are responsible for developing the brain's higher order functions. According to Vygotsky, human development relies on social interaction, and therefore it can differ among culture. So sociocultural theory is an emerging field of psychology that looks at the contributions of society to individual development. This theory has become increasingly prominent since 1990 and can be applied in educational settings such as or as well as socialization and play. So it is the belief on this theory that our society contributes a lot in the development of every individual. And this sociocultural theory stresses the role that social interaction plays a psychological development. It means that uh, every individual development could not be understood without looking into the socio-cultural or social cultural context within which development happens. So meaning that the word scaffolding is applied in this kind of theory, wherein this term is used by Vygotsky for the appropriate assistance given by the teacher to assist the learner accomplish a task. So meaning that scaffolding is being used, or it's a term used by Vygotsky whenever a teacher is giving assistance to her or his students for the students to be able to accomplish a certain task. This theory suggests that human learning is largely a social process and that our cognitive functions are formed based on the interactions with those around us who are more skilled. Sociocultural theory grew from the work of psychologist Lev Vygotsky, who believed that parents, caregivers, peers, and the culture at large are responsible for developing higher order functions, meaning that learning has its basis in interacting with other people. Once this has occurred, the information is then integrated on the individual level. Vygotsky contended that children are more with basic biological constraints on their mind, and that each culture, however, provides tools of intellectual adaptation. These tools allow children to use their abilities in a way that is adapted to the culture in which they live. Okay? So that is what sociocultural theory. Now, what is this zone of proximal development about in the concept of sociocultural theory? So again, according to Vygotsky, this is the distance between the actual development level of the learner as determined by independent problem solving and the level of potential development as determined through problem solving under adult guidance or in collaboration with more capable peers. In short, that Importantly, it includes all the knowledge and skills that a person cannot yet understand or perform on their own but is capable of learning with guidance. So in short, that your student, your future students only then can be able to really understand, can really perform their knowledge and skill if there are people together with them as they grew or guiding them. These are adults who are capable of guiding this kind of individual or students. As children, they are allowed to stretch their skills and knowledge, often by observing someone who is slightly more advanced than they are. They are able to progressively extend their zone. So, next is Vygotsky's theory versus Piaget. Jean Piaget was a psychologist and genetic epistemologist known for his theory of cognitive development, which outlines the four stages in which children learn. Since they are both theories of learning, Vygotsky's theory is often compared to Piaget. Okay? So, what is Vygotsky versus Piaget's theory? So, in Vygotsky's theory, social factors is influenced or sexual factors influence development. But in Piaget, childhood interactions and exploration influence development. While the development can differ between cultures according to Vygotsky, to Piaget, development is largely universal. So, meaning that Jean Piaget was a psychologist because he's a psychologist and genetic epistemologist, then he is known to this theory, cognitive development. Since they are both theories of learning, then they are oftenly compared. Okay, so what I have told you a while ago, they are usually being compared. And Piaget, in this theory, that more individual in focus believe that there are universal stages of cognitive, while Vygotsky is more on social in focus. That did not propose stages but emphasize on cultural factors, no, that is in cognitive development. While on the other side, that Piaget did not give much emphasis on language, but Vygotsky stressed the role of language in cognitive development. Okay. The talking about social interaction, according to Piaget, it was more individual, while Vygotsky, it is more on social. Piaget's work on Piaget's task focused heavily on how an individual's cognitive development became evident through the individual's own processing of the task, while Vygotsky, on the other hand, gave more weight on the social interactions that contributed to the cognitive development of individuals. For him, the social development or the community takes on a major role on one's development. And Vygotsky emphasized that effective learning happens through participation in social activity and making the social context of learning crucial. So meaning parents, teachers, and other adults in the learner's environment all contribute on the process. They explain, they are models, they assist, they give direction, and they provide feedback to the learner. Peers, on the other hand, cooperate and collaborate and enrich the learning experience. That is about how Vygotsky explained, no, on the social factors that influence development of every individual. Next, how does Vygotsky's socio-cultural theory differ from Piaget's theory of cognitive development? Piaget's theory stressed that the child's interaction and explorations impact development. Vygotsky asserted the essential role that social interaction and play. So, understanding the zone of proximal development can be helpful for teachers. In classroom settings, okay, I am talking of this slide. Okay, we will go back to this slide. Another important difference between the two is that Piaget's theory suggests that development is largely universal and Vygotsky asserts that it can differ between culture. Now, applying Vygotsky's theory is in the classroom. Understanding the zone of proximal development can be helpful for teachers because teachers can help promote this expansion. So we are talking of the classroom setting. For the student, a teacher may first assess student to determine their current skill. Educators can then offer instruction that stretches the limits of each child's capabilities. At first, the student may need assistance from an adult or more knowledgeable peer. Eventually, their zone of proximal development will expand. Teachers can help promote by this expansion by first planning and organizing your classroom instruction and lesson. For example, the teacher might organize the class into groups where less skilled children are paired with students who have a higher skill level. That is how you are going to apply the theory of Vygotsky inside the classroom. And you can also use hints, prompts, and direct instruction to help kids improve their ability level. And also, as what I have told you a while ago, scaffolding is the one that can be used inside the classroom, where the teacher provides specific prompts to move the child progressively toward or forward toward a certain goal. Okay, for the student to be able to finish a certain task, teachers are the one who give assistance to their students. Now, in socialization and play, this theory stressed the importance of play in learning. Vygotsky believed that through playing and imagining, children are able to further stretch their conceptual abilities and knowledge of the world, wherein teachers and parents can use this concept by providing children with plenty of opportunities to play and experience. Types of play can foster learning includes imaginary play, role-playing, games, and reenactments of real events. So that is the reason why that plays or games inside the classroom are given to students for them to also help in learning. It is one way in applying Vygotsky's theory. Now, how do you use sociocultural again in the classroom? Creating a collaborative learning environment. That is another one. So you are going to create a collaborative learning because it is one way to use sociocultural theory in the classroom. This might involve pairing students with others of higher skill levels, or it could be by learning as a group versus having students learn on their own. Teachers can also take advantage of the zone of proximal development by providing guidance and support to help the students reach their learning goals, particularly in an online learning environment. Another one is it stresses the importance that culture play in the process. This can help us better understand how our traditions and customs can influence future generations. So, meaning that the socio-cultural perspective reinforces the role that people in mentor-like positions play in shaping who we become. So there should have a mentor. So teachers and parents are also uh, among also who are not only the teachers and parents who can guide students or their children for them to learn, but at the same time, community leaders and others who are their models, who for them, for the students are their models, can also help students learn. So, if you are in one of these positions, it's important to recognize that you are shaping the development of the children around you because in the future you will become a teacher. This sociocultural theory stresses the importance that culture plays in the process. This can help us better understand how our traditions and customs can influence future generation. So that is about Vygotsky's theory. So this is a part of your activity. Choose a skill you are good in. Identify an individual to whom you can teach the skill, somebody who will benefit scaffolding. Then break down the steps you will take in teaching the skill. Determine how you will use scaffolding. Describe the specific actions you will do to scaffold. Then describe how the learning activity went. So thank you so much. Good luck and God bless.